Charleston turned a corner in the late 1970s as a food destination and has increasingly become a haven for new and emerging chefs, both homegrown and transplants. For Chef James London, it didn't take long for his restaurant Chubby Fish to capture hearts and taste buds. Welcome.
Thank you so much for having me.
I've been to your restaurant, delicious food. You have a really interesting, rich history as a chef, and I want to make sure that we talk a bit about that, but you have recently been nominated for a very prestigious James Beard Award. Tell us more about this.
Yeah, it was a total shock and surprise to us. But yeah, we are now a finalist for the James Beard Best Chef Southeast Award.
Congratulations, a finalist. So you've already moved up now in the ranks. So you're getting very close.
Yes, we went from the long list to the short list, and now we wait until June, and then we find out in Chicago who the award winner is.
How exciting. And what does a James Beard Award do for someone such as yourself, a professional chef?
Well, it's one of those bucket list awards that you always kind of put in the back of your mind as something that, wow, that would be really cool if I could attain that at some point in my career.
Yeah.
And so we're on the cusp of it. So
Indeed,
we're very excited.
And your career has taken you all over the country, New York, San Francisco. I want to talk about some of those experiences as well, but you're actually homegrown yourself. You're from South Carolina.
I am. I was born here in Charleston and moved up to Clemson, South Carolina when I was very young, but then came back down for College of Charleston.
Yeah.
And cooked through school and had just an amazing time in Charleston. And you know, as much as I've moved around cooking in New York and San Francisco, Charleston's always the place I wanted to come back to.
It's still very competitive, though.
Absolutely.
Very, very competitive. So you went up to New York and you worked there, but you also went to a fantastic culinary institute. Which one?
French Culinary Institute.
The French Culinary, yeah. And so what did you learn there that you now apply? Because your restaurant has kind of an Asian spin to it. Some of that influence came from San Francisco, no doubt.
Absolutely.
Right, and I want to get into some of the chefs that have also been made an impression upon you. But with the French basics, the foundation, how has that helped you as a chef in creating dishes?
Well, the whole French technique was very much, it's a sauce-based technique. So you're dealing with your 5 mother sauces, and everything kind of stems from there.
Can you give us a couple of those mother sauces?
Sure. Sauce Espagnole. We have our Hollandaise.
Yes.
And you know, so everything kind of stems from there. Throughout my career, I've always worked at restaurants that were very much focused on one style of cuisine. So I worked in a Japanese restaurant, and I worked in a Spanish restaurant, and I worked in a French restaurant. So I was very pigeonholed in terms of what I could do. It was just very much, that's not Japanese enough, and that's not French enough, and that's not Spanish enough. And so Chubby Fish was the first place that I was working at where all of a sudden I could take every experience from every single restaurant I've ever had and throw it up on the menu and change the menu every day, truly change the menu every day, and be able to, you know, just create on a fly and create on a whim. How
exciting for you. And then going to San Francisco, that is a huge foodie town. I mean, to the very core basics of it. I mean, you have the likes of Alice Waters at Chez Panisse, you have Hubert Keller, Thomas Keller, Martin Yan, a wide variety of cuisines that have been mastered by the names that I've mentioned, among many others, Michael Mina and so forth. So did that have an influence on you as well? What was it like kind of being in a town where people just took it so seriously?
It was incredible. San Francisco was always a bucket list destination for me. I knew from the time I first went out there as a young kid that it was a place where I wanted to go back and live. And so I finally got to knock that one off the bucket list. And
in the Bay Area, though, in particular, though, I mean, it really does start in the dirt.
Oh yeah.
Right. So it's the crop itself to what ends up on the.
And the thing with the Bay Area is, I think it's the best food scene in the entire country. And the reason I say that is it's not because the high-end restaurants are the best. I mean, literally from the dumpling shops to you know, the neighborhood spot that you're going to hit 1 or 2 days a week, all the way up to, you know, the Michelin star restaurants. I feel like the quality across the board is just so strong in San Francisco. So on my days off, being able to stop at an amazing spot for congee in the morning, and then hit up a dumpling spot for lunch. It's all just so good, but also very formative for me.
And recreating that right here at Chubby Fish. So congratulations again. Can't wait to hear what happens in June. So we're going to keep our eye on you coming up this summer. Thank you so much. Good to see you.
Thanks for having me.
We're back after this.